This is Eileen Fee of Transform Your Body Fitness. I'm a physical therapist and a fitness coach. So let's talk about, do you know? Do you know if it's true, if somebody has some sort of joint pain, that they can actually predict the weather? How many times have you ever heard people that have arthritis in their hands or arthritis in their knees or their back or their neck, and they kind of go, we're going to have a storm today? And you kind of go, well, they weren't sure. It wasn't really predicted. And they kind of go, no, we're going to have a storm. And, you kind of say, well, how do you know? Are you better than the meteorologist? And the person says, my knee is killing me. I'm trying to stand up. I can barely walk. Or I go to stand up and my back is killing me. Or I have this splitting headache. And, is it true? So do you know if this is true or not? Well, there actually is studies that show there is proof that people that do have joint pain and actually experience headaches are able to predict and feel when something is going to happen. But the question is why? Here's the answer. It's due to barometric pressure. Now, what is barometric pressure? Barometric pressure is basically the measurement of the atmospheric air that is around us. So either the barometric pressure is too high or it's too low. And how it's interacting with the body, it's interacting with the nerve endings. Nerves go through our muscles. So what begins to happen is that if the atmospheric pressure is too high or too low, it irritates those nerve endings. So for example, if it's too high, like in very humid conditions, often it'll create headaches. And it irritates people's symptoms. It kind of creates almost like a swelling. Now, in a lower barometric pressure, which often happens right before a storm, whether it's a bad rainstorm or a snowstorm, and what happens is that there's a lot of pressure on the joints and it creates inflammation. There's a lot of stiffness, there's a lot of pain. So in either case, too high of pressure, too low of a pressure, and it really creates and magnifies a person's symptoms. I'm a physical therapist, and what happens with a lot of my patients, one by one, they all come in and they will tell you whatever it is that's irritating them, whether they have neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, knee pain, whatever it is, it's magnified right before a storm. And they will often say, something's coming in, we're going to get a storm. And then lo and behold, when that storm front clears out, they feel better. And that's where, again, people often say it and people think it's an old wives' tale. There is scientific evidence it is related to barometric pressure. So, yeah, we can't change barometric pressure, but is there something we can do? Well, again, the nerve endings are irritated, they're inflamed. Now, rather than running right towards anti-inflammatory prescription medication, there are things that you can do. Rub some coconut oil on the painful joint. Use turmeric, whether you sprinkle it in your food or mix it with water and rub it over the painful joint area. Same thing, apple cider vinegar, great to decrease inflammation. All of these things decrease inflammation. With the apple cider vinegar, you can actually drink it or take a cloth that's been wet with warm water, and you can dump a little bit in the washcloth and rub it over the particular area. Now, if you have a headache, it's better probably to drink maybe 1 glass with a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in, so that you can just drink it, and it seems to help relieve the headaches a lot better. I've actually done other videos on each of these things, so look for those videos. I'm also going to do a blog, and that will help you to understand things that you can do. Again, you're not going to change the barometric pressure, but there's things that can help get you through until the barometric pressure changes. So we started this with, do you know? So now, hopefully, you do know. And it's about staying as healthy as you can for as long as you can. Have a great day, everybody.